Yo, 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 yo. What is up? What is up? What is up? Hope everyone's doing good today. Um, so yeah, we want to go over some Eagles training camp. Why not? Why not? Joint practices today. I'm really impressed, man. Like with this roster and especially Quez was out with the hamstring today. So I was really intrigued by a lot of these receivers, man. This is like the first time in a training camp where we had like a lot of productive receivers in the back end, which I think is pretty cool. Um, kind of nuts. So, kind of wanted to do this today. What's going on, Aiden? What's going on, Maxton? What's going on? Guys, Tori, what's going on? Got Corp Joy. Oh, you were there, dude? That's awesome, man. That is freaking awesome, dude. Got Steve. What's going on? You should wear a Jason mask on one of your videos. I actually have one. I have a few of them, actually. So, yo, Jeremy, what's going on, dude? Flagles 5, man. Aiden, got Maxton. What's going on? Cade, what's going on? Said Joey, I think we were right about Reed Blankenship so far, looking like our starter. Why is that cut out? I wonder why it cuts out. Yo, Aiden, what's going on? Yeah, dude, Carter had a fantastic day today, bro. I mean, Carter had a great day. I mean, it was 2 sacks, a forced fumble. I mean, I heard it was like 7 pressures. I mean, it's just insane what he's done all of camp. I mean, especially when you have another team coming in with another jersey, it's even better. You know what I mean? So, Tori says, yo, just got finished with the video you dropped. Appreciate it so much. Appreciate for watching. I figured I'd do a stream. I know I'm just doing this out of nowhere right now. I'm doing the stream out of nowhere tonight, but tomorrow we'll actually do another stream tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tuesday? Right? I think it is. Eagles fan says Mulata had a rough day. Yeah, I mean Mulata really. I think he's only consistently been bad against one defensive end. Really, I think he hasn't really played that bad, you know. And there's nothing wrong with him struggling. Like Myles Garrett's a good player, man. Like, you know what I mean. And Myles Garrett ended up getting hurt today too. Not bad. He had a little bit of a foot injury. Kelsey had to go out, and he was fine. Joshua had to go out. He was fine. Land Dickerson had to go out. He was fine. You know, so at least everybody was okay. So, you know, when at least, if you're going to take some guys out, don't put them back in. You know what I mean? So, Don says, what's up, everyone? Smith and Carter wrecking havoc. Nolan Smith has been doing fantastic. I mean, Devontae Smith as well today. I mean, he could have had 2 more touchdowns today. There was a couple underthrown balls by Jalen Hurts today, so nothing crazy. They got a few sacks on Hurts today, a couple sacks. He had a completion to Goddard today. Lot of receivers, got involved, especially those one-on-ones. Those one-on-ones were great. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, I mean, Johnny King. You had Oz, Alamani Zacchaeus. Joseph Nagata had a really good day today. I mean, they were getting some catches on these corners. They were doing a pretty good job. One-on-ones, they were doing great today. Yo, Michael, what's going on, dude? Moni Bentley, what's going on? Go Birds, what's going on, dude? Eagles fan says Sweat has 2 sacks, Nolan has 1. Yeah, Barnett had another one today. I mean, they feasted. They feasted today. Absolutely feasted today. I mean, for me right now, I mean, for me, I feel like Jalen Carter is going to start next to Jordan Davis. I mean, I'd be shocked if Fletcher Cox takes a spot in front of him, to be honest. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but I feel like as an immediate impact, I'm telling you, it's been kind of nuts. Sidney Brown says Tori says Sidney Brown is gonna claw his way to the other starting safety spot. That's what it looks like today. What really confused me going into the preseason game was he didn't get a shot until like the 4th quarter. But I understand that Sean Desai is not playing favorites. He's giving everybody a fair shot, so maybe he was giving a certain amount of safeties a lot of reps. And Sidney Brown just got reps in the 4th quarter. I figured since he got reps in the 4th quarter and started in the 4th quarter, I figured that maybe he's not climbing up the depth chart as I think he is. You know what I mean? That's when I, we'll see, but let's see. Eagles War 33 said Hurd and the guy won a lot of. Yeah, he's a big receiver, man. I mean, the one thing I gotta say, like the couple things about Nagata coming into, going to this team as undrafted free agent, obviously highest paid undrafted free agent. It's really his route running and his speed, but it seems like his speed is pretty good. It's pretty decent right now. His catch radius is fantastic. His contested catches are A+. I mean, he can catch anything in his way. So, I think it's pretty good. He says it really is incredible. Can't wait to see him in the season. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped, man. Monty Bentley, what's going on, man? Eagles fans says couldn't stop Goddard. Goddard's a powerhouse, man. I think Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown has been absolutely fantastic this training camp. And Dallas Goedert has always really good connection with Hurts. You know what I mean? The chemistry is there. I mean, I'm not even worried about chemistry. I mean, DeAndre Swift had a 50-yard touchdown today, and he was lining up outside as a receiver with Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield, which is awesome. Kenneth Gainwell was the starting running back today, but I can believe that Swift is going to be the starting running back this year. Codeman, Fly, what's going on, Codeman? All around 127, worried about the offensive line? No, not at all. Why? Why would I be worried about it? I mean, they're perfectly fine. Josh Stills is a very good, backup left guard. This is the most versatile group of also offensive linemen I've seen in a while. I mean, no joke. I mean, very big, versatile group. So I'm not worried about the offensive line. Cam Jurgens will most likely take that right guard spot, but tylersteen's playing really well. Preseason game, he was immovable. He actually played a couple spots. I thought he played really good. He was worse. What are your thoughts on the reports? Think anyone still can't? Yeah, I know. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know if. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting in a lot of factors. It's gonna be interesting because I feel like they took a lot of the statistics. They took a lot of the statistics from the training camp so far, and they kind of just said, okay, well, Gainwell has the most carries, so he'll be the starting guy. Penny was with the second team today, and the most passes thrown to was DeAndre Swift, and since they're passing to him so much more than any other running back, he's going to be a third down running back, which I can't even imagine, to be honest. What's going on? Alaron says 127. I hope they're good. Green Machine said, I think we should put Terrell Edmonds at linebacker. He isn't a smooth fluid. Yeah, I probably agree with that, to be honest. They actually been putting him there a couple times already. I don't think Terrell Edmonds is gonna. I think he'll make the roster, but I don't think he'll be a starting safety. Kevon Wallace was subbing in with the ones. Justin Evans was subbing in with the ones. Really, it was Sidney Brown and it was Reed Blankenship. So, kind of nuts. Brand Peck says, is this live in the corner? What do you mean live in the corner? What are you talking about? Is this live in the corner? Eagles fan says, Nagata catches everything. Quinn says, yeah, finally depth at wide receiver. Linebackers this week online and injuries away from disaster. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had this much depth at wide receiver in a while. It's been a good amount of time since we've had depth at this position. I mean, it's been a while since we have multiple receivers really doing a lot here. I mean, Johnny King is with the third team right now, and he's pretty damn good. I mean, he catches everything that comes to him. He gets good separation. What is he, 6'4", 6'5"? I mean, he's not a big receiver, but he's a tall receiver. Man's got good speed for his height, which is great. Even who's the other guy that we've seen? Cleveland's another guy too. Cleveland's another guy that's really good. But hold on one second here. Junior says, I love you. I love you too, man. Eagles fan says, I don't care who starts at running back. Protect the football and follow your blocks. Linebacker. Interesting enough, like, I still don't know what they're doing. I don't know. It was Christian Ellis and Nakobe Dean today, so that's pretty good. But is Christian Ellis? I thought Christian Ellis. I thought Nicholas Morrow played the better out of the linebackers. Obviously, Nakobe Dean. I thought he should have played a few snaps in the defense on Saturday. I thought he should have played a little bit. But, Christian Ellis, had a missed open field tackle. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't take too much out of one preseason game, but it just didn't look good in a lot of aspects. You know what I mean? Adonai says, if you follow ESP, the Eagles are trash in the offense. Yeah, I can't. Elliott Shore-Parks, I take certain things. That's where that whole running back thing came from, because he literally wrote down the stat. I mean, he keeps stats for Jalen Hurts all training camp. And today, all I heard was, "Oh, he should have been sacked on this play. He should have been like that's what I was hearing the whole time," and it was just really annoying, to be honest. I thought it was pretty annoying, but just saying. But I thought it was kind of dumb. Aiden Monaghan, what's going on? Taryn did awesome. Yeah, I mean, he really didn't do much in training camp until that preseason game. And I got to tell you, I mean, there was shout out to East Coast Gridiron and some other guys that, put in some, that's really studied these quarterbacks. Apparently he was, really had a bad rap at Stanford, and he didn't really have a great team around him, but had all the talent, and a lot of it was blamed on him. But he doesn't have any, athletic ability. He really doesn't have it. I mean, he can't run. I mean, he just can't. But he's got a cannon. He's got a cannon. Yo, Blaze Shot, what's going on, man? Eagles saying Jets signed Dalvin Cook, but that's offensive line is trash. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott's with the Patriots now. So we'll see him week 1. Good spot for him, to be honest. Coleman says Swift is better him. What? Swift is better than him? Is better than him? Is that what you mean? Because that's kind of nuts. Underdog Champ says, "Hey Joey, did our linebackers look good in practice?" I didn't really hear much of the linebackers today. It was really just the receivers, the defensive line, linebacker, safety, stuff like that. I don't know how well the linebackers did, to be honest with you. I probably maybe missed a couple things with the linebackers, but I'm not really sure. I think it's going to take on after this week. I feel like the Eagles are going to make a decision after this week if they're going to really do much, add more to this linebacker group. And I think you have to really give Miles Jack and you have to give Zach Cunningham a shot here too, because they've only been here a few days. So I wouldn't panic yet. Even though I wasn't a big fan of the linebackers in that preseason game, I think we have to give it a little bit more time going forward. Maxon says, "Do you think Eli Ricks could be a starter in the?" Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, Pick 6 Ricks, man, that's his name. That was his name. I found out today that they used to call him in college. I mean, I think future-wise, yeah, he's got a lot of ceiling right now and it's a lot to build off on. So hopefully in the second preseason game can make more plays, and you could have Ringo and Eli Ricks as your future. You never know what you have behind there, but this is a really good start for him. It got a lot of attention, and I think this guy needs to make the 53-man roster. I think on the bubble right now, it's going to be the bubble. I mean, they're going to keep 6 corners most likely. So with your starting corners, who are your extra corners right now? McPherson, Eli Ricks, and Ringo, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know, because Josh Job's having a good camp, and I think maybe on the bubble right now, it's going to be Josh Jobe and Mekhi Gardner, or Mekhi Gardner, however you say his name. I think those two are going to be on the bubble as of right now. So I think they keep 6 guys. Bible side, did your DBs really get the upper hand versus Brown? Yeah, they did. Some of them got beat a couple times, but nothing crazy. But I thought we did a good job today. Really good job. It was a back and forth game. A lot of defensive line for the Browns had pressure. Their defensive line's pretty good. So, well, we'll see. Heard Zach Cunningham had a good day. Would you expect him to make the team? Since Davion Taylor's not here, so Patrick Johnson's not here. Sean Bradley's not here now with the Achilles injury. There's a good chance that Miles Jack and Zach Cunningham can make this team. Reed Blankenship had that pick today because Zach Cunningham deflected the ball today right into his hands. So Johnson's, how did our DBs do today? They did really good. Couple deflections today. Reed Blankenship had a couple deflections and a pick today, and he had Some good coverages. He had a few good coverages today. So he was playing at very very top top of the line today, which was good. As for the backup DBs, I don't know really too much about Ricks and some of the other guys today, because I can only read what tweets were being sent out today. So any update on the punter position? Not much. I mean, both of these guys. I mean, both of them haven't really been doing well. Zentner and Aaron Sipos. I don't know. I'm really confused on the punt return, the kick return right now. Devin Allen's not even being used for either or. Not even given a shot right now, and he's fully healthy. So I don't get why he's even here, because he's definitely not going to beat out these other receivers. So. Ronson, my golly, our boys looking solid, huh? Yeah, well, I mean, we're starting to really see, like, we got some depth at receiver right now. Got a lot of good depth at corner right now. Safety, we're starting to see a little bit of a mold right now with Reed Blankenship. Obviously, has already taken that starting spot. Really trying to find that other spot right now. So I think there's a lot here. A lot here. She says Philly 500 would run for 500 behind our whole line. Of course he would. I would love to run behind this line. I'd run behind it for free, to be honest with you. Chris Scott says D. Swift will be our lead back. But committee, our two safeties will be Blankenship Brown. By the way, I'm sorry for the chat that's popping up. I have to fix it, and this is the first time I'm actually using it. I'm not on StreamYard. I'm actually on OBS right now. So if it's a long message, if you put a long message in the comments on the live chat right now, it might cut off if it's too long. I just have to fix it. It's not going to take too long to do that. So do appreciate it. I don't know if I can fix it right here. I can't. No. Okay. Just making sure. I have to leave a little bit of room. So if it's too long, it might cut off a little bit. So I do apologize. First time I'm using it. Torch, I just realized as Dickerson goes down, then we're kind of screwed at the left guard spot. I wouldn't say that much screwed. Like, I feel like you have guys. Josh Sills has been playing very good in camp at left guard. Dennis Kelly could play left guard. I'm not really worried about it. Dickerson didn't go down anyway. He was fine. He went down today, but it was just a minor thing, so he's fine. I'm not worried about it too much. So. If Swift isn't, let's see, hold on one second. I'm lost. Why am I lost? If Swift isn't the starting back come season start, I'm going to be a tad annoyed. Swift got the God-given talent, man. He's 24 years old, man. Like, don't believe Elliott Shore-Parks. I made a video on it because I thought it was interesting. Like, that, I understand, like, guys are going to get more snaps than anybody else at running back, but if Swift is only used for third downs, it's going to be a freaking waste. It's going to be a total waste, and I really don't want to give that up. He's got way too much talent to be a third down running back. That is going to piss me off. I'm probably with you. It's probably going to piss me off regardless. Kenny said I would definitely trade for Antoine Winfield. That's definitely another guy that's out there. John says, how did let's see. Jeff says, hey, what's going on, Jeff? Yo, Donnie, what's going on? What's up, Joey Carter's a freaking nature. I know, dude. I know. I mean, 2 sacks, a forced fumble. I mean, I think he had like 7 pressures today. Like, no joke. I mean, Hargrave wasn't even doing this, like playing like this in camp. I mean, just imagine. Like, we were kind of worried. Like, Javon Hargrave was our biggest addition that left. 31 years old, you're getting paid $21 million a year. The Eagles weren't going to pay that. So it's kind of nuts, man. Kind of nuts. Eagles, where I don't think we need to trade for a safety like Winfield. I'm happy with our group right now. I think they need to see I think after this week between linebacker and safety, they're going to have to make some decisions. But to be honest, I feel more comfortable with safety because Sidney Brown, Terrell Edmonds should move to linebacker, or they should move him down because I don't think he's a pure safety. I mean, here I just think there's way too much competition for him. Justin Evans is a nice backup vet for us, and Reed Blankenship's been playing out of his mind. So, so I think we could wait on that for a little bit. When HP Casa says, what's going on, Joey? I hope we get DJ Flucker and Matt Araiza. So DJ Flucker is the offensive lineman, right? That I think he already signed to another team already. I think he already signed somewhere. Matt Araiza, yeah, I mean, I don't know what their whole thing is at punter right now, but Michael Clay just sucks, man. I don't know why they gave this guy more money. I don't know why they gave this guy an extension. I don't get it. I just don't. Kenny says, Reach should play next to the vet. Brown is too green. He'll get cooked. We also need another linebacker bad. Yeah, I get it. Reed's not, and you know what? Reed's not the best coverage guy, but I got to say, when it comes to being a contact safety, he's great. His tackling is A+, and I never have to worry about it. But he's becoming more of a ball hawk from OTAs now into training camp, especially joint practices now. He's been really playing lights out. They haven't moved him from that spot whatsoever, so it's been kind of nuts. Brown is too green. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He's moving up the depth chart. He played with the ones today, so he's definitely getting more recognition right now. They put him in the fourth quarter in that preseason game, which made me think that maybe he wasn't moving up the depth chart as fast as I thought he was going to be. But I think, maybe he just gave all these other safeties a chance. Sean Desai giving all these safeties a chance, since Sidney Brown, like I said, didn't play till the fourth quarter. So got me worried a little bit that maybe Sidney Brown wasn't, maybe he wasn't moving up as everyone thought he was going to do. But, we'll see. Oh, Shay said it was a better version of him. Yeah, well, he could be right. He could be I think he's a lot faster. I think he's a lot more explosive. There's no doubt. But Shady will always be what he is here, man. I mean, that's how he is, man. Best running back we've ever had in a long time. Let's see here. I'm going to move down the list a little bit here. Calder, something told me when we drafted Sidney Brown, I said he was going to be a force. Yeah, a lot of people thought even for a third-round pick, he was, they drafted him too high. And I don't think they did. He was a red star player for the Eagles and obviously every year they always have a red star player. But, he's tough, man. I think with a little bit of time, and I think there's a big chance he could start this year. I really do. K. Robinson says Swift will be running back one. I hope so. I hope so. Because if they just use him as a third down running back, it's really going to piss me off. It's really going to just dramatically piss me off. But we got 172 in the chat right now. Appreciate you being here. Guys, haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. We're gonna have another live stream tomorrow after joint practice, so we'll definitely do another live stream tomorrow. Unfortunately for preseason, I am not, for some reason, I have to upgrade my package, and it's going to cost me like $130 just to upgrade my package. I don't have NFL Network. So I'm just going to come out with videos on the preseason games. Even the second game, no stars are going to be playing in it. But obviously by the regular season, I'll be streaming every single game on Sunday. So if you guys, like I said, like the video and subscribe if you guys have it. Got a lot going on. So appreciate everybody's support, all that great stuff. Sydney's a dog. Richard says, Matt, is that available punter? Kyle says, so what's our biggest worry this year? What's our biggest fear? Special teams. I mean, I'm not, this defense looks good on paper right now. It seems like Sean Desai is doing a good job during training camp, but I have to see it with my own two eyes. I think Sean Desai is going to be very creative, disguising coverages, multiple fronts. How he's using these defensive ends as off-the-ball linebackers. He's done it with multiple defensive ends so far. I'm not really worried too much, to be honest. Really, all of special teams I'm worried about. I think when it comes to a really bad group, I think special teams. I'm really confused on punt return. I'm really confused on using Rashad Penny Trey Sermon on kick returns. Like why'd they use Trey Sermon on kick returns? I just don't get it. They have Greg Ward at punt returns now. I just don't get that group. I'm just really confused over it. Hold on. I'm trying to, this is the first time I'm using this chat thing, so I'm trying to do it the right way. So special teams still suspect. Yeah, beyond suspect. Telling you, there's gonna be a game this year where we're gonna lose because of special teams. Unless it gets better, I don't know. Michael Goldberg says, how's Van Sumeren doing? I mean, not much has been said during training camp. I mean, they gave him some first team reps at, I think, the open public practice. They gave him a starting linebacker spot. See what he could do. He's a freakish athlete, man. It just comes down to terminology of the defense, and he's got a lot of the athletic ability. It's just transforming that into the NFL. So I think it's someone that will stay on the practice squad most likely. Probably won't make any noise this year, but I think another offseason, maybe another year under his belt, he'll play pretty well. So we'll see. This is what happens when you don't put. This is what happens when you don't put any money into your linebacker position. This is the big problem going forward with linebacker. There's no money being put into it. It kind of sucks at times. Really sucks at times. Risa Reza has all-time records in FBS. As he says, Don Mullen said we could start Brown, get the rust off earlier while we're playing easier opponents. Yeah, I mean, you can't say every game is easy. I think the first 7-8 games are pretty winnable, and then the schedule will start to get a little tough at times. So, when HP said Pfluger's still a free agent, Stoutland University coach from Alabama. He's still a free agent. I thought I just saw he signed like a couple weeks ago. I could be wrong though. But we'll see. The best running back. Don't Trip says the best running back Eagles have is Jalen. No doubt, dude. No doubt. Jalen Hurts is a weapon within himself with his legs. I mean, just imagine like Swift lined up outside with Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield, A.J. Brown, Devontae. I mean, just imagine that. Dallas Goedert on field. I mean, how our defense is going to attack this offense, I honestly don't know. It's very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. He says, morning, Joey. Oh, it's morning over in Australia. Well, it is late. It is 9:55 right now. Firo says, running back situation. By the way, guys, I'm using a new chat thing, so if you leave a long message, it will cut off, so I have to fix it. So please, just bear with me, because the chat thing does cut off if the messages are too long. I have to fix it real quick. Firo, so running back situation will be interesting to see how they're giving Gainwell a lot of running back 1 reps, so I'm assuming it will be a committee, and Swift won't be just a third-down running back. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Okay, Elliott Shore-Parks came out this because Elliott Shore-Parks really does a lot of. He counts how many reps each running back gets, and Gainwell has most of the running of the carries. The most passing, it's been Gainwell. Sermon hasn't been treated like a backup running back. He's been getting as much as Kenneth Gainwell has when it comes to rushing. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, it's going to be a total waste. I don't care. Like look, if Swift stays healthy, you're going to have a very good running back room. Rashad Penny as well. And Rashad Penny didn't really wow me in that first preseason game. Like I said, it's the first preseason game. I can't make a big deal about it. He had a couple good runs today as well. One on a counter play. It's got a lot of yards, so been pretty good. 1 HP says special teams is I'm worried and need to avoid a false start, and it's true. It's true. Big Lot says Blankenship and Brown would be must-see TV with that D line. Oh yeah. I'm pretty excited. And obviously Blankenship he hasn't been moved one time really since OTAs to training camp. Blankenship hasn't even been subbed out of a game. I mean, out of a training camp practice, or he didn't play. He didn't need to play on Saturday. He didn't play on Saturday. He got a pick today, which was pretty good. Jay says, what do you think we should do at punt return, kick return? I'd love to see them try Watkins, Zacchaeus at kick return. Yeah, well, Zacchaeus should be on the punt return list. Kick return list, I don't think he is. I don't really want Watkins. I don't think Watkins is a punt return, kick returner. I really don't. Number 2, I don't want Devontae Smith or Wallace Watkins, sorry. I don't want one of our specialty players playing special teams as well. I think that's the last thing that I really do want. With this special teams right now. I don't want to use players that we really need full-time on, besides Zacchaeus, guys that I don't want to use any starters on special teams. That's what I'm pretty much saying going forward. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of at right now with the whole thing. Colorado, what do you think of Zeke to Patriots, Cook to Jets? They're great moves, fantastic moves. I mean, Dalvin Cook wasn't going to get the money he was going to get. What do you get, like $8.5 million or something like that? I think Zeke only got like $3 million this year, and I think like maybe $6 million in incentives. I think Zeke's, a good spot. I think it's a really good spot. I think they've been dire need. The Patriots have been dire need at running back. We'll see him week 1. So, as I think Gainwell and Swift will have the more even split of snaps. Yeah, I'm hoping so. As long as they split or Swift has more, I don't even care. Eagles War says Ringo has to be a lock, right? I feel like Ricks and Goodrich have outplayed him. So I think Ringo will be a lock, yes. Rick should be a lock. Goodrich, I'm not really sure. I think it's going to be between Goodrich. I think it's going to be between Goodrich, Goodrich and Job. I think it's going to come down to. Because I think you're keeping 6 corners. Besides your starters, you're keeping an extra 3 corners on the roster, so we'll see. Kyle says Sidney Brown is recording a sack. His safety is very interesting. Oh, yeah, they blitzed him today. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that. They actually blitzed him today, and he got a sack on Deshaun Watson. So, which is good. He's fast, too. He's real fast. Dale Berry said, what's going on? What's going on, bro? Freestyle, I would think they keep Covey back at punt return. He started to do fairly well at the end of last year. I think, look, there's a lot of things come out of Covey. I think, we can't put the blame on Covey. He was too raw last year, okay? He was way too raw last year, and he's undrafted. To put that much pressure on him is a lot. I thought he got better at the end of the year. I thought he got a lot better with punt returns, but I think the blocking scheme's horrible. I don't think Michael Clay's got the right guys for the blocking schemes, how he's dialing up these punt returns, blocking schemes, stuff like that. And I don't know. I just question who he has at punt return, kick return right now. I mean, you had Trey Sermon on kick returns. Like, are you treating this like, are you really just putting anybody back there at this point? Unless if the Eagles are cutting down the roster in one day to 90 to 53, and they have to find a guy that gets released off a team to come to the Philadelphia Eagles and really do something, then I guess it makes sense, but we'll see. Bam says, Joe, you always sound so worried. Don't you realize that you're about to witness some of the best Eagles football you ever see in your life? No, it's not that I'm worried. Like, if I'm going to be worried about something, it's linebacker, because we've already lost Patrick Johnson for some time. We already lost a good special teamer / linebacker in Sean Bradley. Davion Taylor's gone. We just picked up, Miles Jack and Zach Cunningham, and they need more time. But I think it's just a weaker position right now. I'm not worried about the offense whatsoever. I think we have really good depth at receiver for the first time in a while. Like, multiple receivers are actually doing really well. I think our running backs are fantastic. Our offensive line's got a lot of good starters, a lot of good depth behind it that can play multiple positions. What I'm really worried about is really special teams, linebacker, and to see how this, safety spot really shakes up. So as a content creator, I have to nitpick at things. That's just what I have to do. And I'm not saying that there's a bad position on this team. And I just have to let things play out. Sometimes I get ahead of myself when I talk about certain things. So if that makes any sense. Brian says, who do you think will be the linebackers? Are we in the mix in match mode? Dean and who? I mean, I think for right now, if I could just take a random guess, it's probably going to be Dean and Christian Ellis. I mean, that's realistically, that's what I could see right now. Because that preseason game, I can't put everything off for preseason game, so I'm going to be that content creator, nitpicky type guy, because I need to talk about something. So if I'm really making it realistic, it's going to be Ellis next to Nakobe Dean if everything pairs out right. So we have to give Miles Jack and Sean Cunningham more days. They've only been with the team a couple days of practice, not much. You know what I mean? I don't even know if they even played in the preseason game. I'm not even sure. So, I think there's just a lot to look forward to, man. A lot to look forward to. Linebackers, you don't put money into this position. The Eagles went to the 2023 offseason saying Nakobe Dean's our starting linebacker. Okay. Now you got a couple guys hurt now with Davion Taylor, out, and then you signed 2 veterans. So I think this is just a wait and see. I think after this week, if they feel like they need more at linebacker, they're going to trade for somebody, whether it's Isaiah Simmons, whether it's Patrick Queen. I don't care who it is. There's still, Van Noy is still out there. There's like a few free agents still out there. I'm not really interested in the free agent pool anymore because we just picked up 2 of them. But if you have to make a trade, the Eagles have 11 to 12 slated draft picks next year. So, we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out when the time comes. WHP says, I want to see Devin Allen on punt return. Yeah, and they haven't given him a chance. The guy's healthy. The guy's never going to be a wide receiver. I mean, I even watched him on those one-on-ones DB wide receiver drills, and I don't know. For some reason, he just looked really sloppy. I don't know. He just looks sloppy. He looks like his cuts on the top of his route are just not sharp. His, just can't connect with the football at times. Can he run in a straight line for 50 yards at really fast speed? Sure, but that doesn't make you a wide receiver. I mean, you got to be good in a lot of ways. Speed doesn't matter. Look at Greg Ward, especially someone talking about Greg Ward. I'll do Greg Ward at kick return. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we did the Greg Ward at punt return. Is it going to make a big difference of him going to kick return? I don't know. Greg Ward didn't really do well on the one-on-ones today. He couldn't connect with a couple of throws today in coverage, so he dropped a couple of them today. But I still think Ward, if you put Ward in the slot right now, He'd do fine. Because he can play inside and outside. Like, I don't really even worry about it too much. You know what I mean? So, Max, here's my running back order. Swift 1, Gainwell 2nd, Scott 3rd, Penny 4th, Sherman 5th. I don't think they're not keeping 5 running backs. They're not. They're keeping 4. They're keeping 4 dudes. That's it. I think they keep 4 running backs this year. A 5th? No. I mean, I don't know, because Boston Scott's probably not going to get as much playing time as everybody expects he's going to. I think he'll most likely be a kick returner this year or something like that. But I can put Gainwell as the number 2. I totally accept that. I think the better prospect, the better talent at running back is, it's definitely DeAndre Swift. 31st in linebacker pay? Damn, that's bad. I mean, that just shows you right there. I mean, I never looked that up, but that's kind of nuts, dude. It's kind of nuts. Max says only use Penny on 3rd down since he has more injuries. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind, to be honest. If you want to use Penny as the 3rd down back, I have no issue with that, because the guy can move piles really well. And if you want to increase his workload a little bit later in the season, that's perfectly fine. So, I mean, you got to distribute the carries well. Everyone's not going to have an even fair shot at carries. Like, Boston Scott's not going to have an even fair share of carries. Penny might not either. I think it's going to be Kenneth Gainwell, DeAndre Swift, kind of splitting those carries nicely, and then adding in a little bit of Boston Scott, or maybe adding in a little bit of Rashad Penny in the lineup. So, obviously with Trey Sermon's going to be an interesting one, because he played pretty good in preseason. He's not going to make it off waivers, okay? He's not coming back off waivers for the Eagles and being on our practice squad. I think Trey Sermon is definitely going to move somewhere else. Eli Ricks and Trey Sermon are definitely going to have jobs. Tanner McKee is going to have a job. He's going to have a job. He's going to have a roster spot somewhere. I gotta be realistic with it. You know what I mean? Gustavo said, "What up, Joey? I can't believe these teams let us get Carter." I don't know. It's not even like they let us. I mean, we were in prime position to get him, but yeah, the Bears could have got him. Seattle, I thought at 5 or 6. Forgot where they were at. I thought they were definitely going to get him. I mean, there's no doubt. Mike Ellis says, "Playing the new man, I made Carter as good as he is." Rich Henry says, "Worries about the O-line, or Dickerson or Kelsey were about when Brown D-line was taking over Eagles O-line." No, I'm not really worried. I mean, the guys, the Browns have a good defensive line. I mean, it doesn't mean that this isn't a game. Like, they're running plays. You're not in training camp, joint practice. You're not scheming against the defense. You don't know what the Browns are going to do this year. They don't know what we're going to do offensively this year. So you're not, even preseason games, you're not scheming against another team. You're doing matches or anything like that. All you're doing is like just dialing up plays and just giving guys a fair shot at what you're doing. I mean, that's really it. That's all you're really doing. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all. Well, says, "Yo, Joey, just got off work. Can you catch me up for what I've missed so far?" No, we're just talking about training camp for the day. Joint practices, everybody, a lot of good days. For Jalen Carter, a monster day. We have a lot of depth at receiver right now, making plays today. Reed Blankenship making plays, Devontae Smith was tearing it up, and he could have had 2 more touchdowns today, but a couple of passes were underthrown. Hurts threw a pick today. So it was nice and even on both sides. Brian says, "Boston Scott should be our punt kick returner. Spot him during the game." Yeah, I totally get that. I think he will. I don't think he's going to have many chances as a running back this year with a lot of bodies there now. Max says, "Now that you mentioned it, I see a lot of 2-back sets with Swift." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can line up Swift as a wide receiver, and they did that today. He had a 50-yard. I wish we had video of that, but he had a 50-yard touchdown today. 50-yard touchdown today. And then they line him up with Goddard on the outside with Gainwell in the backfield. Brian Johnson is going to open this playbook. And the one element that we've missed from this offense with the Eagles last year, the running back core getting into the passing game. Now we don't have to rely on Kenneth Gainwell the whole year over Miles Sanders like we did last year. Miles Sanders still had over 1,000 yards, but I already see that the Eagles, as soon as the Eagles got Swift, they started passing the ball to him this year. I understand we have different coordinators, but holy shit, dude. It's just nuts. Wayne Speed said, I can't wait until play against Gannon. Can't believe he wasn't focused during the Super Bowl. No, he was very giddy. I mean, these players were behind the scenes the night before the Super Bowl, the day before the Super Bowl. These players are talking to the whole group of people, being to the other players being so emotional. And all I can think about is Gannon just sitting there doing the illegal tampering with the Arizona Cardinals. But the problem is we're facing him the second to last game of the season, so we might not even be playing our starters that game. but we should. Honestly, we should, to be honest, to make a fucking point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just to make a point. I mean, we'll see. Case says, Joey, how do you feel about the slot corner? I feel good. Look, I feel bad in the sense that Maddox has been very. Maddox, unfortunately, is a big liability, and I think we all know this. You know, being hurt twice last year, and he was still rehabbing the injury from last year, still rehabbing it. And I think, isn't he still limited right now? I think he is, unless I'm wrong. I just totally forgot the injury report. Let me see if I could put it up just to make sure. The injury report for today. No, he's full. He's a full go. Okay, so he is a full go today, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So, can't complain. So he's a liability. So what I'm thinking right now is I think Zach McPherson, his movement's got a lot better this year. He's been very good, very, very good in the slot this year at the nickel spot. So, and then I think behind is Josiah Scott. I know Justin Evans has played safety and he's played nickel corner as well, but they haven't really put him there. So, Danny Kelly Green Burrito says Gainwell running back 100%. Tally Vision, we're all just living in it. Says, have you seen any videos? Hold on. Have you seen any videos of fans from other teams expressing regret for their teams not taking Carter? I don't think so, because I really don't know a lot of fans personally for not taking him. I have a friend that's a Giants fan. I have a really good friend that's a Vikings fan. I have another really good friend that's a Chargers fan. I really don't. There's really not many teams or many people I know that are regretting it or have seen regret it too much. But I think they are now, maybe a little bit. So we'll see. Brian says, Ricks, this guy could be legit. Ricks and Ringo could be the future. I totally agree. Totally agree with that. Ricks is pick six Ricks is what they used to call him, okay? He went undrafted, I think, because of a lot of injuries. I know he was injured a lot. I know he didn't give up a touchdown for Alabama the last year he was there, but he's been injured a good amount of his career. So he's healthy right now, but hoping we see a lot more from him in this next preseason game. My eyes will be on him. There's no doubt about it. Because you let this guy, this man could not walk. This man could not walk off this team this year. Got to make a roster spot. Amoni Bentley, what's going on? He says, go Birds. What's going on, Amoni? How you doing, man? Chris said, what up, Joey? Just got on, but who do you got our third string wide receiver? I prefer Ward, to be honest, but we'll see. I mean, I think Quez Watkins is going to start, dude. Quez Watkins is starting. I think if Zacchaeus is actually here, I think they're using both of those guys. I think both are going to be used. You know what I mean? No issue with that. No issue with that at all. But I think Nagata's been playing really well. Even Johnny King, like, this guy's only been here a few days. He's already on the third team, and he on the one-on-one drills today. I'll put that video up. I know it's going to be full screen, but I'll put it up. It's bad quality because I know somebody recorded from their phone today because I couldn't really get anything that was nuts today. So we'll actually put that up in the corner so you guys could see. Yeah, A.J. Brown, Johnny King had a reception. A few guys had some pretty good receptions today on those one-on-ones. And Cleveland, Tyree Cleveland, that guy's been really good. It's been really, really good. He's been catching everything. I mean, he had a lot of reps in that preseason game, and I thought he played really good. So a lot of these guys are. I mean, this receiver coach is doing a good job with these receivers, man. They're bringing in some really good guys. They're bringing in big receivers, man. Who's going to take over the Pascal row? So I'm thinking what? A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Alamati Zacchaeus, Britton. I mean, this is what I can't stand because Britton Covey's a special teamer. He can't play wide receiver. Like, you're going to waste a roster spot on Britton Covey, and he only does punt return. That's what I can't stand. I can't stand it. So the fifth spot, 5 receivers, right? Are we going to say 5 or 6? We'll just say 5. Who is the 5th receiver that you would have on this team and make this roster? Who's the 5th guy? I'm interested to find out here from you guys. Who's the 5th one? I heard Jordan Davis did good. He did really good. Davis almost had a sack today. Him and Sweat were in pursuit, and Sweat just got there quicker. He was good coming off blocks. Even Jordan Davis had a lot to say at his press conference as well. He kind of talked about how even after that injury, the high ankle sprain he had last year, because, guys, he was a top 13 defensive tackle last year against the run. He played really well. His statistics aren't going to blow up in front of your face because he's not getting a pass rush, stopping the run. He's an immovable force. He said that after the injury, like he kind of second-guessed himself. And he can't do that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're not going to be playing well. And this year, lost a lot of weight, did a lot of good things. You know what I mean? So, we got a new subscriber. Thanks, James Powers, for the subscription, man. Thank you so much, dude. See here. That alert box is way too small. I have to test more stuff out. I got to test more stuff out. So, all right, it's a lot bigger now, so you can see it. That's, by the way, got some new overlays this year. So, Spark says, Jalen Carter will be looked at as one of the biggest draft day steals. I totally agree, man. Totally agree. And I wasn't worried, man. I wasn't worried about his off-the-field issues. I wasn't worried about his really bad NFL Pro Day because he went through a lot. He went through a lot during this offseason. I mean, a lot of stuff. So, it's been kind of nuts. Goose says, how do you think Jordan Davis will come into his second year? I think this has got to be the big year for Jordan Davis. He's got to stay healthy. We're going to find out. We're going to honestly find out who's going to be double teaming who. You know what I mean? We're going to find out. Who's going to command those double teams this year? Because you can't guard Jordan Davis one-on-one. Can't guard Jalen Carter one-on-one. There's no doubt about that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Carl said that wide receiver guy, Tyree Cleveland, I believe he looked fantastic. He looked fantastic. Now, why can't I read this super chat? Oh, here it is. How's that pop up? Oh, it pops up nicely like that. Oh, that's cool. This is the first time so some of these things are getting cut off a little bit. So I don't know why the super chat thing isn't popping up, which is kind of weird. Yeet Boss with the super chat. Thank you so much, Base. I heard they are putting Jordan Davis at kick return. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see. There's no doubt. I wouldn't mind it too much, but I think we're doing all right. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be all right. But thank you for the super chat, by the way. Much love. Eagles Warriors, I still need to see more from Cleveland before we give him our receiver. Oh, no, I totally agree. We got plenty of time. The God is playing well. Cleveland, Johnny King. A lot of these guys are playing really good. Like I said, this is the first. Oh, there it is. This is the first time. This is the first time where, I mean, really, we've had this much depth at receiver that was that productive. I mean, the scouting department's just so good. Howie Roseman knows how to eye some talent out there. I mean, just, it's amazing, man. It's amazing, you know? Goose says, what is your honest opinion on how Nolan Smith has been looking? I think he's been pretty good, to be honest. I know the preseason game, it was some snaps here and there. It was on special teams, and then there was a couple plays. There was one where he got hit in the helmet. There was one where he had hands to the face. They should have called that in the preseason game, and they didn't. He would have had the sack. Then there was another one, which I don't have the clip for. I actually have it saved, where his bending around that edge has been like he's really fast. He's really fast, and actually almost had a sack in that. He almost had a couple. It was close, but he's just getting better day by day. And I know they're going to use him as an off the ball linebacker. They might use him as outside linebacker. We have to remember, guys, with the linebacker position, they've been using a lot of guys as off the ball linebackers as well. So Nolan Smith has been used as that Sam linebacker. And I think that's probably another reason why they're not trading for a linebacker right now, because your defensive line is so deep right now, especially at defensive end too. You can sacrifice a player playing outside linebacker, and I think Nolan Smith has more. Rose Miller, thank you for the subscription, man. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I think when it comes down to to Nolan Smith, I feel like you just can't waste. I mean, he's a nice edge rusher. I think he needs to do more than that. I mean, guy has a fast 40 time, but it's not even just that. His agility, his his short area quickness. It's too much to waste as just a pure edge rusher. Because some fans were complaining like, "Oh, Nolan Smith just can't be a pure edge rusher." I'm like, as much as I want to be that selfish and I want him as a pure edge rusher, and I feel like he's smart enough to learn a lot more and do a lot more. So I think that's something that they, really have to do. So Eagles Warriors says, I think Nagata is still ahead of him. Ahead of who? Greg Ward. Sally Vision says him and Ringo were both projected high going into their college careers. Slay and Bradbury. Hold on. This chat thing kind of confuses. It doesn't confuse me. I just can't read everything. Let me read this again. Him and Ringo were both projected high going into their collegiate careers. Slay and Bradbury should take of each, teach him everything they know. Rondo and Ricks are our future corners. Book it. Yeah, no, I think having the veteran presence is definitely going to help both of these guys. There's no doubt for Eli Ricks, for Ringo. Just got to give it more time. You know what I mean? Like it's a very early time right now, and if you could find, look, Slay's not going to be here. He's only here on contract between this year and next year, and that's it. Bradbury's here for another 3 years, including this year. So, you got to find that talent that's in your back end right now and see what happens. But I think they've played very well so far. Ringo didn't have a fantastic preseason game. Gave up a touchdown. I'm not going to make a big deal about that. He got burned on a few plays. He looked very slow on the turn. His reaction time was a little slow. His movement was a little, his turn speed, his waist, he looked just a little sluggish. But he came back and had a deflection, almost had a pick as well. So give it more time, man. One preseason game doesn't show where these guys are at. It's just the start of everything. Max says, excluding the Chiefs, who do you think comes out on top of the AFC with it being so stacked? Oh boy, I don't know. I think the Bills have a chance. Even if I even want to go a little bit further into everything as well. I've been, other teams I've been looking at too. And I think coming down to it is really the Steelers, because I feel like the Steelers have a lot. I feel like the Steelers have a lot of weapons this year, and I feel like between that running back and the receivers that they have, I think the Steelers are definitely a dark horse team this year. But we'll see. I think even I'll just name a few teams off. I think the Jags might be a good team this year. I think the Vikings offense could be very good. Jordan Addison has been very good for them. Seahawks are going to be really good this year. JSN, I think that offense is looking better. Not much into the quarterback group, not to the starting quarterback too much over there, but I think there's a lot of good things to take from it, to be honest. A lot of good things to take from it. What if he says Carter tanked his pro day to be reunited with his teammates? He tanked his pro day. I'm telling you. Well, after the news where it said that he was only going to get picked in the top 10, his agent said, you're getting picked in the top 10. He wasn't taking any interviews from other teams outside the top 10. He visited the Seahawks, he visited the Bears, and he visited the Philadelphia Eagles. And I knew for some way that one team promised him, you're going to get drafted. We're going to draft you. I promise we will draft you if you're there. Fly Parks, what's going on, man? I said, Joey Shakes, my guy. What's going on, Fly Parks? What's going on, dude? Fly Goes 5 says, is there any tape on the 7v7 today? Full tape? No. There's some tape. No. On full 7-on-7s, I don't think there is. I don't know what they do. Do they not record? Like, are they just told not to record anything? I don't know. I think they just get in trouble. I don't think they're allowed to record. I don't know. From other teams around on Twitter, I'm watching these other teams, 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s. I'm seeing all these other teams, all these other people record all these practices. But the Eagles are so damn private with everything. We see stretches, we see warm-ups, and the most we got were these one-on-ones, which was great. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing as of right now. So I can't even complain too much. Gary said, what up with Dean? I don't know. Have you guys heard anything from Dean today? Because I haven't. I don't know what's going on with Dean. I have no idea. He didn't play Saturday, so I figured, okay, they're going to use him and join. I think, and he did start today. He started today. Sometimes not hearing their names is a good thing. Sometimes just not hearing their names is a good thing, and it could be a bad thing. But it was Christian Ellis and Kobe Dean today. That's what I could take from it. Leo says, do you guys think special teams should be an area of focus? Special teams hasn't been that good since Doug left. Special teams hasn't been good since 2015. Since Darren Sproles and Josh Huff. We haven't been good since those two players have left. And our coaching has been horrific. Horrific. And Michael Clay, I don't think Michael Clay is good. They treat special teams like the redheaded stepchild. Trey Sermon's doing kick returns. Like, why are you putting Greg Ward? Like, I feel like he's just playing favorites. He's afraid to put new blood behind there on our specialist positions or something. I thought the blocking schemes for punt returns were horrible. Britton Covey, I think there's a lot of good things to take out of Britton Covey. I think he got better later on. There was a video of Britton Covey like returning punts, and he returned 6 balls in like both his hands. Pause, but you know what I mean. So I don't think he'll ever muff a punt ever again, or ever. I don't think he did muff a punt. He might have muffed one last year and he picked it back up. I don't remember. But been kind of nuts. Italian Vision Ever's Living. It says Eli Ricks will make the 53, and I'm willing to bet my whole savings on it. Kid's a future star in this league, bearing he could stay healthy. Yeah, it's really just down to health, but he's got a lot to learn by what some of these veterans are here. But I mean, I didn't feel like we were going to hear much from Eli Ricks. Training camp was very quiet. He really was like the Tanner McKee on defense. I mean, he was the big surprise that we didn't think was going to do much of anything. You know what I mean? So it's been kind of crazy. But we got 211 people in the chat now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like as well. We're going to be doing another live stream tomorrow after the second day of joint practices, and then probably have a stream on Wednesday as well. We're gonna have a couple streams going on soon. So, and obviously we'll have preseason this week. We'll have a lot to go over, and we'll do a few streams as well. So I'm trying out some new stuff. See if you, I have to fix the bubble chat that's on the bottom right here because it cuts out if someone says something too long. I have to fix that. It's the first time me using it. I didn't cut it off at the right point, so I do apologize for that. But I'll fix it. It's very easy. What if you heard Dean had a pass breakup? Oh, that's good. That's good. I mean, look, I'm just trying to find out what I'm hearing. That's all. You know what I mean? Yo, Twine, what's going on, dude? He said this D-line looks scary. Joey Shake's offense will have double team someone going to eat a lot of win one-on-one. Yeah, no, I feel like it's a mismatch every single time because I don't know. I honestly don't know what you're going to do, man. Like, how are you going to attack this defense? Who are you going to double team? We're going to find out what teams are going to do. Obviously, there's going to be a blueprint on the Eagles after the first couple weeks, see what we're doing and how teams are going to take Jalen Carter out of the games, which I hardly doubt because, do you want to leave Jordan Davis one-on-one? You double team your defensive tackle, whether it's Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter, and then your defensive end is going to have that one-on-one matchup, which is pretty much good because Reddick or Graham or Sweat will be there, and they do pretty good as well, So we'll see. We'll see. It's a really good group. We got a super chat from Steve H. Thank you so much, man. He says, hopefully we get Ariza. Yeah, same thing, man. I hope so, too. I really hope we get somebody else. I don't know if Zentner's been playing better, but I heard even the open practice he was horrible. I heard even training camp that both of these punters have been doing pretty bad. Hasn't been good, which really sucks because I really want more out of this group, and I feel like we're just not getting it yet, Jake Elliott's probably the best special teamer we have right now. And that's just the truth. Just the truth. Appreciate super chat, by the way, Steve. Much love, man. James, I like Job for the team. Yeah. Like I said, they're going to keep 6 corners this year. They're going to keep 6 guys. I don't know how they're going to do it, what they're going to do. I feel like it's going to be a hard decision, man. I just hope I just want as much as I don't even care if Job makes it or not. I really want Eli Ricks to show up, dude. I feel like Rick's got to be on this roster. Ricks and Ringo got to be here. I think so. Is Job better than Ricks? I mean, is Joe better than Keely Ringo right now? Is Mekhi Gardner, if I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize. Is Gardner really making the roster right now? Though they cross-train him from corner to safety, been switching him here and there. He's one of the most physical guys on our team in the secondary, but is it enough? We'll see. Ricks, Ringo, and I think they have to keep McPherson because you got no one else could play nickel right now. Greedy Williams has been horrible. Greedy Williams he's been grabbing jerseys all of camp. It really sucks because I was really excited for him. So Eagles versus the last time we scored punt return and kick return out was so long ago I can't even remember. I don't even remember. I don't remember either. Ron says, man, I absolutely love the Eli Ricks attitude on the field. Dude was talking that shit. Remind me a little bit of Johnson. Yeah, dude, like just a preseason game, and the receiver looked at him and he was just like, what? Like, are you really talking? You know what I mean? So I thought it was pretty exciting. I like that. That attitude is great, man. And that's just showing, man. I mean, you can't get rid of a guy like that. You just can't. You really can't. I mean, the best graded player on defense was Eli Ricks. I mean, really thrown his way. He was fantastic. We got Michael Goldberg with a super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says Van Sumeren can replace Bradley on special teams. Yeah, I feel like he could definitely make it. I don't see why not. They got to replace him. Really sucks, man. I hate to see injuries like that happen. Sean Bradley going down like that really sucks, dude. Really sucks. Those Ravens. I mean, thank God I was able to switch to the commentators for the Eagles, because the Ravens commentary was like they acted like they just didn't give a shit what was going on. And they were talking about the most random stuff. Like, it was so random. I just was like, dude, what am I watching? Like, Ravens fans, like, what? Like, these are your broadcasters? Like, what do these guys do all season? Because I don't know what the fuck I was listening to. I really don't. I don't know what I was listening to. I was really confused at times. Not kidding. Brian says, I think we need to make a definitive statement with Dallas. No more 40 burgers for Dak. Hopefully Carter will dominate. Yeah, I think we need to shut them down this year. You know, I mean, the only competition in the NFC is probably Dallas, most likely. 'Cause I'm not really afraid of the Giants. I'm not really afraid of Washington with no quarterback right now. So, I think Washington has a good roster, but they just don't have a quarterback, and I think that affects everything else. But got to beat them. Week 9. Week 9 is the first game. Nate Banks, I think Cunningham, Morrow, and Miles Jack all have solid chances of making the roster. Need to make some plays next couple games. Yeah, they really do. Like I said, like Miles Jack and Zach Cunningham only been here a few days. You can't put too much on them because they haven't been here long. Like, you can't expect them to, make plays immediately. But they have. They've made some plays already. But I think after this week, I think some decisions will be made. I think that will be I think some decisions will be made after today, after this week. So. Okay, so I think with Zentner, who held the ball for Jake Smith as well, shaking my head, they got to fix that ASAP. Bears just released a returner as well. I don't know who that was, but Jake Elliott only missed a couple just because of, I think it was just how they were holding the football for him. Because when you're used to one guy holding the football for you, it kind of sucks when you change players that is the placeholder. Sometimes I guess it affects. I don't think Jake Elliott's playing bad or anything. He missed he missed one field goal, 45 yards. I think he made he made 46. He missed 45, or was the other way around? I forgot. Brown says, I want to receive Ringo at safety. I think we can get a lot of solid production from him this year. Yeah, look, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I don't think they've even cross-trained him, to be honest. I mean, we were talking about how many times would we say that with Avonte Max? He's a cross-trained safety if he can't play. I mean, that was another thing they could have done, but they didn't do it. So Dylan says, I think the last time Rager versus Green Bay. Oh, you're right. Oh yeah, you're right, because Greg Ward was the punt returner. Then they put Rager in there. He got the touchdown. Then they kept Rager on the roster they kept Rager at punt return for so many games. I really suck, dude. I hated that. I absolutely hated that. Ron says, Sidney Brown strikes me as a man eager to prove himself worth to the city of Philadelphia, and I really like that about the kid. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. Yeah, he's definitely he's one of those. Sidney Brown is one of those real tough players. Sacrifices himself to make tackles in any way possible. He's a fighter. He's a definite fighter. Sorry, it's been a long day. Brian says, you don't recall Deshaun Jackson punt return on Giants? A touchdown? Not that one. You mean you're talking 2010? You're talking that touchdown, the Miracle at the Meadowlands? I don't think he had a special teams touchdown with us recently. Nate Beck says, underrated tight end battle between Stahl and Calcaterra on who gets more snaps. Both will play either way. Yeah, no, I mean, they're going to keep, I mean, I haven't really liked Dan Arnold. Dan Arnold can catch, but the guy cannot. The guy cannot run. That guy is like Gardner Minshew at quarterback. He takes literally 10 steps to take one step. Really slow. He's really, really slow. Could catch really well, just really slow. And Calcaterra has been your real great balance. I think he's our fastest, to be honest. I think he's our fastest tight end that we have right now. But between Grant and Stahl, I think they're playing fantastic. Jack, I mean, even Jack Stahl as well. He's a bigger receiver, but he's got, can get separation at times, and he's got reliable hands. So I think you're already set. Tyree Jackson has been a project. The guy can't stay healthy. You know what I mean? And it's just a year too late, unfortunately, for him going forward. So JB guys says, hey, Joey, how's the night? Sorry I'm late. No, you're good, man. You're good. I appreciate everybody being in here today. We're going to be streaming tomorrow after joint practices as well, so definitely be in there for that. Is today Tuesday or Wednesday, bro? I'm getting, like, really confused. It's Monday. Okay, it is Tuesday tomorrow. Okay. We might actually have 2 streams, or we'll have a stream tomorrow night, and then we'll have another stream. We'll have the Steaks and Shake podcast on Wednesday because Tom had a lot of stuff to do last week, and it just didn't work. Kind of put him into the grind last week, and we just couldn't get it done. So I don't like canceling stuff, but real life stuff is real life stuff at the end of the day. So he said that commentary was like there was one team playing. Yeah, even when Sean Bradley got hurt, they didn't even say anything about it. Like, man is fighting for his life on a cart, and the guys, I mean, seriously? It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. Got Dylan Morris says, was really wanting a linebacker that was released by Atlanta today. Walker, he got claimed by the Bears, but he could have used him to replace Bradley. I think he'll trade for a linebacker soon. Yeah, I give it one more week. I'd give it one more week until they actually try to do something. We'll see, but I'd give it another week. No joke. I think after this week, they're going to start to see, okay, what do we have, and is it enough? And linebacker is definitely something I need to see more of because that preseason game was just like Nicholas Morrow was the best linebacker. I know he's not the best guy. I know he's not. And if he is, great. I hope I'm wrong. I'm wrong every damn year. I'm wrong every year. That's just the truth. We said, Joey, how did Tyler Smith play? Didn't hear too much about him in preseason. Tyler Smith? Who's Tyler Smith? Who's that? Am I missing something? Is that somebody I should know? Tyler Smith? I don't know who that is. Where's P said, I think Josh Huff was the last kick return to score a touchdown, and Rager scored punt return. Interesting. I think you're right, my friend. I think you're right. It's sad. It really is. 2014 and 2015 were two really. 2014, I think, was the best year. 2015 was it was a good special teams year, but 2004, I think they scored over 10 touchdowns on special teams in 2014 between Sproles, Huff. Who was the other guy? The other running back that shared the reps with McCoy. What was his name? Remember the kick return touchdown against the Deshaun Jackson return game when he was with Washington? What was his name? What was that guy's name? Oh, tylersteen. Oh, tylersteen's been playing really well. I thought preseason he did. Even the preseason game, I thought he played really well. He played multiple positions. He was at right guard. I thought he played pretty good. Had some work at right tackle as well. I think he's going to be. I think once Tylersteen starts to catch up, he's going to be a fantastic player for us. I mean, really, if Kelsey retires after this year, after he retires after this, if that's the case, you're going to have Juergens has already been cross-trained in the center as well, so you're going to have your starting right guard regardless. No, it's not Barner. It's not Josh Huff. He was sharing Chris Polk. Boom. Shout out to Witch King. Chris Polk was another guy too. Scored a lot. Bryce Brown's another one, yeah, before that. Bryce Brown's another one. But Chris Polk is the guy I was talking about. Yeah. Logan, what's going on, dude? JB said, I know they don't do game plans during preseason, but how's your faith with the new coordinators? I feel Brian Johnson, I really don't. Brian Johnson has, his resume as what he's done with quarterbacks has been, every quarterback that Brian Johnson has worked with during the college years or to the they have gone way beyond what they were supposed to be. Okay. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be even better with Brian Johnson. He's gonna expand the playbook, get these running backs to the passing game, which Brian Johnson loves. I think there's a lot to take here. And Sean Desai, I think he's been very good with the competition so far. I think he's given everyone a fair shot. He's not playing favorites. I think he's smart. When he talks, I believe what he says. I just got to see it on the field. being very creative with this defense. You just remember Sean Desai in 2021 with the Bears defense. He's an apprentice to Vic Fangio. He's with him for a few years as a quality control guy with the Bears. Then became the coordinator in 21, top 10 against the pass, top 5 at sacks. He was bottom 10 against the run, but the main thing I was impressed with Sean Desai and with the 21 Bears is if you have less talent on your defense, you have to be more creative to get pressure on quarterbacks. He wants this defense to be felt. He wants this defense to be feared. He wants this defense to be violent. And I think my allergies are kicking in. I apologize. But that's what I'm trying to say, man. It's been kind of nuts. Ron said, Joey, give me your honest opinion on Jalen Alexander Hurts. Is that his middle name? I never knew that. How do you view him? I view him as a very rare. I view him as a very rare talent when it comes to his footwork, scrambling ability, and becoming a very good pocket passer, and has gotten better. And I think with Brian Johnson, he's going to become even. I mean, Hurts hasn't even reached his ceiling yet, and that's pretty damn scary. I think he's getting better every single year. I think he's got the right players around him. I think they built around him very well. I think obviously when you compare it to other teams that we've had, I think this is the most well-built team that we've had in a long time. Not even just that, but when it comes down to it, Jalen Hurts has everything and anything just around him, and his deep ball is accurate. His mechanics are a lot better. I think he has to protect himself a little bit better. As a mobile quarterback, you got to be careful. Can't get hit too many times. That Bears game when he got hit too many times, you already knew what was going to happen there, and look what happened. You know what I mean? Could have won that first seed very easily, or kind of rested guys for a while, a lot quicker last year. But yeah, I think he's becoming more of a pocket passer. I think it's going to be because a lot of these mobile quarterbacks. I'm not saying a lot of them, but even Russell Wilson in his prime was great. They didn't really put much into his offensive line, to be honest. Because you can get him out of sticky situations, but why put your quarterback in that situation like that? They don't care if Jalen Hurts is mobile and they don't have to put too much to the offensive line. It starts out with the trenches in Philadelphia. It starts out there to put money into those positions and depth, which is just exceeding, just doing so well. So, ED, what up, dude? Hope you're having a good day, bro. Yeah. Westby says, let's give Chip Kelly a round of applause for bringing Jeff Steele. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah, because Jeff Stoutland is literally the only remaining coach of the Chip Kelly era. The one thing I could give about the one thing I can actually like about the Chip Kelly era was we never had injuries. The injury studies, the health studies, and what they did to replenish their bodies, I think that's the only thing we take good out of that whole entire era. No joke. Mad Puckett said ADC is better than Gann with these weapons. Oh, 100%. And you know what? I have to give the Eagles a lot of respect because they went and tried to get the Georgia defensive coordinator. They tried going into the college ranks. Like, just imagine what's between 2017 Super Bowl and that era of the Eagles to this era. The Eagles want to hire from within and upgrade and Press Taylor and Doug Pearson gave the idea, but with the idea with Jeffrey Lurie, I want Jeffrey, I want Press Taylor as my OC, and they would never hire guys outside the organization, and that's what really pissed me off. It was just hire from within. Deuce Staley should have had a job, man. It sucks. So the big turnaround right now is they're drafting great, they're trading great, they're signing great free agents, they're signing great depth pieces for a lot of positions during training camp. I mean, the last 3 drafts have been monstrous. You've been to the playoffs with the first year of Nick Sirianni. You got into the playoffs. You went to a Super Bowl last year. And now I think you're going to return there, man. I think you got, you have somewhat of a, besides like the Vikings and maybe the Seattle or something like that. I think it's still, the NFC is wide open for the Eagles to take. I think the schedule is harder this year, but the Eagles can handle it. We always worry about other teams, but what about teams worrying about us at the end of the day? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. 1H says, we need Chip Kelly smoothies back. Yeah, no joke, dude. 4A says Lane can go 5 years. I don't know. If I can guess, I think he'll play 2 to 3 years more. I think that's it. Hasn't gave up a sack since 2020, week 11, I think. I could be wrong. Am I wrong on that? When's the last time Lane Johnson gave up a sack? Was it in 2020, week 11? I think it was. So what's going on, dude? Hope you're having a good day, man. We got over 200 people in the chat. Appreciate everybody that's watching tonight. We're having fun. We're talking about joint practices and this roster in general. I might want to bring on some guests soon, or bring on some of you guys into the chat, into the live stream in a couple of days, something like that. So we'll definitely do that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well. Put those likes up. It does help the channel out a lot. I'm trying to get back to the swing of things of live streaming, because I know I don't live stream that much, and I need to do more of this to connect with you guys more. You guys comment, you guys subscribe, you guys keep this channel alive. So I want to say, and I appreciate everybody that's been doing that. Many thanks to everybody. Many thanks to everybody. And by the way, just for some links and some other stuff, because I'm trying to rebuild my Twitter account, which my last one was suspended. So just trying to rebuild that. If you guys haven't followed me on Twitter, and you can message me about any question, I always answer everybody on Twitter as well. So definitely hit me up on Twitter, and definitely hit that Discord as well. So definitely check it out. Luke says, how many receivers do you think we keep? If so, who? Also, do you think Covey is cut? I don't think Covey is cut, because I don't like that Covey makes a roster spot because he plays as a punt returner. Like, that's ridiculous. So who's going to be our 5th receiver? So it's going to be Devontae Smith. It's going to be A.J. Brown. It's going to be Quez Watkins, Zacchaeus, and who's going to be our Zach Pascal type signing? Well, really, Zacchaeus is our Zach Pascal type signing, but who's going to be our Zach Pascal type signing as the number 5? And I don't know. I think it might be between Tyree Cleveland, or whatever his name, Cleveland, and Joseph Nagata. I think it's going to be between those two guys. And it might be, I think Tyree has caught, I think Tyree Cleveland has caught more catches. I think he's been more productive than Nagata, but Nagata's been pretty productive too. He had a PI call in the preseason game. He had a few good throws. He was wide open in the end zone a couple times. He's gotten some separation. He was the highest paid guy that we paid, undrafted wise, $230,000 for the year for just the practice, which is kind of nuts. You know what I mean? We got a super chat from Jason Rose. Thank you so much, man. He says, how many corners make the team? How many safeties? I think they keep. I think they keep an extra safety. I think they'll keep 5. I think 6 corners, 5 safeties, or it could be 4 safeties. That's what I'm kind of going towards in that direction with it right now. Cornerback is going to be self-explanatory, I think, by after this week. I think it will be a little easy to kind of figure it out. I think the bubble is going to be, I think who's going to be on the bubble, it's going to be between Job and Garner. It might be. I don't know. Ricks has got to make this roster. If Ricks has another great game on this week, he's got to make this roster. There's no doubt. Got to keep him around. You have how many guys right now you have undrafted? Jack Stahl's undrafted. He gets snaps. Jack Stahl's undrafted. Okay. Reed Blankenship's undrafted. You got guys on the field that are undrafted. Eagles are always hitting on undrafted guys. Past few years they have, which is good. Yeah, Greedy's gone. Yeah, Greedy's definitely gone. He's been too grabby at practice. He's been holding a little too much. So, toilet paper YT says unless he goes slot or say, yeah, I don't know if he can handle it, to be honest. Ron says, do you feel in your heart that Jalen Hurts will get us second world championship? I think he'll win us 2. I think he'll win us 2 to 3. I would say least amount. I'd say he'll win 2 Super Bowls in his tenure here. 2. But I think he could win 3. I do. I have a lot of faith. You know what I mean? I hope Brian Johnson could stay as the coordinator for a long time. It's just gonna suck because I don't think Brian Johnson's gonna be here long. I don't. We might lose him after this year, which really sucks. I hate coaches that leave so easily. It sucks. That's why having a successful year kind of sucks, because you have a lot of teams trying to pry at your coaches for interviews. I think that's the worst of it. Richard says, why not keep all these great running backs? Where would the spot come from? You can't keep all of them. You can keep, I say they keep 4 guys. They keep Penny, they keep Swift, they keep Gainwell, they keep Scott. Sermon and Penny are apparently in a wide receiver battle right now. I mean, I'm sorry, a running back battle. It's late. It's late, guys. Please don't mind me. I think they're in a battle at running back right now. That's what it looks like. I could be wrong. Trey Sermon had a good preseason game. Trey Sermon has been getting as many touches in practice as Kenneth Gainwell has. And there's no way if you take Trey Sermon off waivers, he's getting picked up somewhere. So, Nick, I said no way. Hurts stays healthy 2 years in a row. Keep running, my man. That's it. As long as he protects himself and he's not being stupid with the football in his hands, like people are saying, oh, is he going to run less this year? He might run a little less this year, but I don't think he's not going to not run this year. So, Glee says, who do you think has had the best camp until now? My pick is Reed Blankenship. Yes. I would say number 1 player, I'd probably agree with you, is going to be Reed Blankenship. Consistently, yes. Besides like the obvious and like AJ Brown, like AJ Brown's had a fantastic camp. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Reed has been the underdog, and has really shown up at camp this year. Oh yeah, TJ Edwards was undrafted too. And TJ Edwards was undrafted as well. And I remember when we never used him. Showed flashes, played great, never used him until Nick got here. Really? Pick your practice squad, guys. I mean, that's a long list. It's going to be a bunch of dudes. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be a long list. There's a lot of practice squad guys. I mean, I think it could be Mekhi Gardner. I mean, you have even guys like I don't know, Kennedy Brooks. I don't know if Trevor Reed is still here. I don't think he is. If Trevor Reed is actually still here, but we'll see down the road what happens when they get this practice squad thing going. Jaden Hazelwood, Tyree Cleveland, maybe. Just depends if he makes the roster or not. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one there at wide receiver. So could be Tyree Cleveland, Nagata. I mean, it's going to be one of those 2 guys that's not going to be here, since they're only going to add like 1 more receiver most likely. So it's a bunch of guys. They're going to be adding some new players too. You know what I mean? So I think Mario Goodrich will be there. And we'll see. It's going to be a long list, but we'll see though. Tiger said, what's your thoughts on Mario Goodrich? I mean, I think he's a versatile player, plays pretty good. I think he's starting to get the playbook a little bit more, starting to play a little bit better, mentally. But is it enough? Does he have too much competition in front of him right now? Maybe. Eli Ricks has already been the better player. McPherson's going to make it because no one can play nickel. They need someone to play nickel, backup nickel. They got to keep McPherson. So is this last spot going to be between Job, Mario Goodrich, and Garner? That's what I'm kind of thinking. Back to that. I already said that. Let's see. It's time for Ian Book to go. Yeah, that man needs to read a book. That guy can't read a defense. Just read a book or something, because that guy, man. I'm so glad that Tanner McKee, I'm so glad. That's why I can't stand, you have these receivers that, are trying to make a roster spot, and you have a shitty quarterback throwing to you, and it's, got to be the worst feeling trying to make a team like that. It's got to be really bad at times. You know what I mean? JB said, did you hear about Dickerson and Kelsey getting hurt during a practice? Any updates? They're fine. Kelsey was fine. Kelsey was fine. Sweat was fine. And Dickerson was fine. And they didn't put him back in the game today. They didn't put them back at practice. So they just did their thing, and they were fine. So I'm not worried about it. If they have to miss a day, who cares? I'm not worried about it. Gotta keep these guys healthy, because I don't think any starters are playing this week. I think this is it. Last week was like their week of starting for. No, they didn't even start last week. What am I saying? I don't think they're playing. They're not making this a dress rehearsal game. They're not doing. Preseason is so different now. It's not like it used to be where the first preseason game, you'd have them in for a series, and the second preseason game, you would have him in for a little bit longer. Then the third preseason game would be your dress rehearsal. Then the fourth preseason game would be no starters at all, just back end roster, and that's it. Now, Dylan says, key 5 receivers, Brown, Smith, Zacchaeus, Quez, and Ngata 5 running backs. Brown, Smith, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Zacchaeus, Quez, Ngata. Yeah. I think that's fair to say. Could be Ngata, could be anybody else. Could be anybody else. See, Greg Ward needs to go to another team to shine. I feel so bad, dude. I feel like Nick just doesn't care about Greg Ward. I feel like he undervalues him. Like, Doug Pearson loves Greg Ward. As soon as Nick got here, it's like Greg Ward. Greg Ward could catch 100 passes, and he still won't give him any type of appreciation. Even with these one-on-ones that they had in the video that's playing right now, he actually couldn't contend with 2 of those catches either. And I don't really care about that because I know Greg Ward. That's why a lot of people think Greg Ward is the better receiver in the slot than Quez Watkins. I feel like Quez is a better outside guy, but Greg Ward gets separation. Greg Ward's a good route runner. Like, he's productive. I just don't want him to return punts. I don't think he's good at punt return. I don't like guys that hesitate on special teams as a specialist. Ron says, I hope they find a way to get Ward on the active roster. I think he's so reliable. Dude doesn't fold under pressure. No. I mean, remember 2019, he was the savior of that Washington game. Like, he was like our best receiver at the end of that year when Carson Wentz put the team on him the last month of the season. And we had to win out to get into that playoff spot in that wild card game. K. Robson said the third game, I think they will play a series. I doubt it. I hardly doubt it. Last year, they played one series, not even that, and they sat him out the rest of the year. Just remember, the Eagles don't have minicamp anymore. They're one of 3 teams that doesn't do minicamp. And that's great because you're seeing all these guys get hurt. Jalen Ramsey's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, dude. It's crazy with the injuries sometimes. Matt says, why are we not hearing about Milton? Should shout him out today on shout out today in his PC. He's in the third rotation, so you're probably not going to hear too much. But statistically, he's gotten better every year. Like for me, I'm not the biggest Milton Williams fan, but he is playing better every single year. I think with Milton Williams, he's just going to, I think he's going to play well. You know what I mean? He's not going to give you big numbers or anything, but guys become a better pass rusher against the run. He's not bad either, so I think he's done pretty well. Rick Alana says, I don't think the Stars are going to play on Thursday. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, Joey says, how is the secondary versus Browns wide receivers? I don't have really much of anything on the 11-on-11s or the 7-on-7s for the Eagles DBs, but the 1-on-1s they did pretty good. A.J. Brown, Tyree Cleveland, Johnny King, Devontae Smith. They all did great on these 1-on-1 matchups. Greg Ward missed a couple. Devin Allen was put at. Devin Allen didn't do well either on the 1-on-1s. Kay said the third game, I think. Let's see. Matthew says, why would not have. Wait, did I just read all this? I think I did. Vikings pick up Chin Okafor. Ward to Jacksonville confirmed? Yeah, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Doug won't waste any time. I don't think he'll waste any time on that, to be honest with you. Torberry White says, Joe, we need to keep Sermon on the practice squad and keep him protected. What if Penny or Swift goes down? Easy plug and play. Yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, I mean, if there's a way, if they put him on waivers and he makes it back to the Eagles on their practice squad, if nobody claims him, then I don't know how many protectors you could. I don't know how many times you could protect a player every week. I think it's like 2 players every week you could protect. I'm not sure. But they definitely need to protect him. There's no doubt. If he comes back, sure. KOLC says, Watkins getting traded. I can feel they said he had a hamstring. Yeah, he's got a hamstring, and Covey has a hamstring too. So Quez is missing some valuable time right now, but even Alamani Zacchaeus on the one-on-ones today did great. He's been having a good camp. I mean, Alamani Zacchaeus had a really good season in a crappy Falcons offense last year. He hit over 500 yards. Hit over 500 yards with that offense with 2 touchdowns. Had a really good year. Had a really, really good year. JB says Ward may be reliable, but they have younger talent in the roster that could do the same, if not better, so I don't think he makes it. Yeah, it might not. It might have a lot of competition from him. Well, he says, gotta keep Nagata in Cleveland by all means. Yeah, we'll see. If they keep 6 receivers, sure. If they keep only 5, then only one of them's going to make it. So it says Mickey Gardner got burned by Anthony Schwartz. Yeah, and Akili Ringo got burnt a lot of times, too, on top of a touchdown. The Penny did better versus Baltimore than people say. I don't think he, like, I just, I'm not going to base everything off of one preseason game with Rashad Penny. I'm really not. But yeah, it didn't explode at you like, whoa, he's playing tremendously great, but it's one game in a rotation, so I can't put too much into it. Some people are saying there's competition between Trey Sermon and Rashad Penny for that, whatever, that fourth spot. I didn't think he played that bad, as everyone thought. That everyone's like, oh, he stunk, he was horrible. Like, I didn't think he played that bad at all. I thought he played pretty good. Winsby is still shocked Eli Ricks went undrafted. Glad Eagles took a chance. Yeah, a lot of teams, a lot of fans from other teams were like, man, like he just got away. Big D said, follow the blockers, found ways to turn 0 into. Yeah, I mean, as long as he gets positive yards, I don't care. Plus, he brings that physicality trait to him. He has that open field running back trait to him where he can switch direction really quick. He's got great vision. So 505 says, who do you think we sign another safety? I don't know. There's been rumors about the Eagles going after kind of like a similar trade what they did with Chauncey last year and kind of going after another safety. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe. I mean, those are the rumors right now. Dylan says, I was shocked and let Kane go last year. I don't see him keeping it. No, I think he's already been out 6 practices with this ankle injury now. Now he's limited, so he's getting healthy, so he'll be back soon, but it might be too late. It might be too late for him. Cleveland on practice squad, we'll see. The guy says, you're as good as last year, and the Cowboys got better after having to pay for Hurts. Why is that? Do you know what the cap hit numbers are for Jalen Hurts the next few years? Between this year and next year, the cap number for Jalen Hurts is $19.5 million. The Eagles have 11 to 12 draft picks next year. 2 second-round picks. See, people need to stop saying, "Oh, you paid a quarterback." So they paid a quarterback, but the cap numbers are very low. His most expensive cap hit is going to be his last year at $30 million. And the Eagles won't even let that happen. They'll resign him to another contract by that time. You know what I mean? So I don't think you know much of anything, dude. No offense, but Meg said Penny concerns me for health, not his play. No, exactly, 100%. 100%. Ridge said, we want most targets to go to AJ and Smitty. Watkins will just clear out of them and maybe a few deep balls. Yeah, and Dallas Goedert as well. I think Dallas Goedert would have had 1,000 yards last year if he didn't get hurt. I think he would have had it. And Dallas Goedert always has these little tiny injuries that he has all the time. Sometimes it's kind of annoying. What happens? If Cleveland has another good game, he definitely might make the roster. Yeah, I have a feeling that he's caught way too much to not get any type of attention. Meanwhile, Dak's cap hit. They just redid the contract of Zach Martin. They just signed Malik Hooker to a bigger deal. They locked in some players. You got Micah Parsons in a couple years. You got Dak Prescott in another extension. Hollywood says Joey Shakes. It's Elliot Petoskey. I just have a New Year's name. Oh, dude, welcome back, dude. Hope you're having a good day, man. Matthew says, Hurts playing contract was way better than Dak, and Hurts will take another team-friendly deal, and Dak wanted to bag over wins and still sucks. Robert says, crazy to see Cowboy fans in here. It says, Cowboys fans need to worry about their team. I haven't heard, you haven't heard the Deion Kane name because he's been hurt. He only lasted like one training camp practice. Open practice, at least. Linda says, think so without our so-called sack leader, will he still lead the league in sacks? Ron says, not like our sack leader was a Pro Bowl. Big deal. Robert says, that's why they're doing you. You don't see them on here because they know. They know, bro. They know what we're building over here. They know. Can't wait. I can't wait. Once we get by the second preseason game, we're going to want this whole thing to be over with. We're going to be like, all right, bring the regular season. Those Cowboys should worry about Dak trash Scott. Dallas are the biggest playoff chokers of the 21st century. Oh, they get to talk whatever they want because that's what they do. I hope it is all as well, Joey. Hope about how about them birds, dude? It's been a great training camp so far. A lot of good things coming out of it. If I'll say, who do you think we resign next to another safety? I think I already answered that. Only KC fans can say anything about us. Kelsey said Eagles only keeping Boston Scott, Gainwell, Swift, and Trey Sermon. No Rashad Penny, dude. No Rashad Penny, huh? We're already giving up on that. Kind of nuts, right? How come these idiot Joke Boy fans don't know how to spell? Well, I'm glad Howie gave Hurts on UGA defense and Hurts had a Jordan. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Like the Jordan commercial. Like, hey, so does that mean Hurts is coming out with Jordan sneakers? Because I'll buy him. I'll definitely buy him. I've never bought like an actual player's from a team actually. 12 Harris is Nick Cross for safety. Nick Cross. Is he with us right now? Eagle Slayer, what's going on, dude? He says, I've been over preseason before you started. I get it. I totally get it. It gets tiring after the second game. Like after the second game, I'll be pretty much done. I'll be done after that. You know what I mean? Sweet, dude. Yeah, I saw the video on Twitter. That's awesome. So that means he's going to have his own sneaker. That's going to be, I hope they look good, man. If they look good, I might buy it. And they're going to cost probably like $200, maybe $150. Maybe. But Matthew says, I hate Jordans, but if they make a Jalen pair, I will have them. I've never spent over like 50, 60. All I wear is like Nike and Vans. I wear a lot of Vans. So you know what, they'll try to put out the team colors and throw it. I hope that's what they're doing with the sneakers. If they've had the throwback colors, I definitely want to get them then. Which means we can get 2 third-round picks if Sean Desai gets a head coaching job. What? How is that even possible? Colts safety, 21 years, has been rumored in Eagles trades. Interesting. Seriously? They're going to make, I don't know, they're going to do something. It's either going to be a linebacker or safety. They're going to do something. Or return man, or I don't know. They're going to trade for somebody. I mean, you wouldn't trade for a return man. That probably wouldn't happen, but I don't think you're doing that, but John McGraw says, what do you think about wide receiver Cleveland thinking these wide receivers? I think he is a really good shot right now. He's catching everything. He's catching almost everything. Hit a couple drops, but he's catching everything. And he's got some good speed. His speed's not bad either. Just say, what do you think of the Jets better than Chiefs this year after Jets signed Dalvin Cook? Maybe we meet the Jets in the Super Bowl. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that team, I mean, we have to face the Jets during the regular season this year. The Eagles have not lost against the New York Jets in their career. in Eagles history, we haven't been lost towards the Jets. Master Jalen earned the deal with talent and his intangibles. Happy for him. Most enjoyed you saw the Zeke going to the Pats. Yeah, Zeke going to the Pats. We'll see him week 1 most likely. It's a good move. It's a good move. They need a bona fide running back over there. So I thought they did. I thought they did a good job. Listen, I like the Eagles safety room. Sidney Brown underrated and Edmonds solid with Blankenship. Rollins says, Joey, knowing with what you have now, would you still have drafted Carter and traded for Swift like we did, or draft Bijan, trade for a DT? Ooh, like if we had a chance to get the guy from the Titans, or we had a chance to like to trade for Aaron Donald or something like that. I wanted Carter regardless, realistically, because he was the second best player in this draft. I was all in on Bijan Robinson, and he's having a very good camp right now. And I feel like if Carter did get taken by the Bears, I feel like the Eagles would have sat there and took Bijan regardless. So Reb says, "What up, Joey? Just got in. Why are we worried about safety? Did someone get hurt?" No, it's just that it's very uncertain right now. Reed Blankenship definitely has a lock spot, but the other spot is, we want to see. I'm really rooting for Sidney Brown, man. I'm rooting for him. So no, I mean, I think there was rumors, there was reports that came out a couple weeks ago that Howie Roseman was looking to trade for a high top tier safety. Things change overnight, so maybe they think Jalen, maybe they think Sidney Brown could do it. So that's all I got to say about that. Much pieces, Joe. I remember the 49ers got 2/3 when Mike McDaniel got head coach for the Dolphins. The last 10 games against Dak Cowboys, what's your record? I know you have at least one with Dak starting. I don't even care about that, dude. I don't get why that's even important at all. It's not important at all. Like, I just don't get it. We beat your backup, you beat our backup. That's how last year went. You know what I mean? So take into account, like, you guys need to worry about like winning championships and stop hyping up every like one player. You hype up a player on your team and it overshadows what your whole team needs to do this year. Get out of the second round of the playoffs. That's it. I don't even care about that. Won a Super Bowl during the Shaq Choker's career. Sit down, bum. It's true, though. It's true. But we have 192 in the chat. We're probably going to end this right now. I don't know how long I've been streaming for at all. Probably over an hour, close to 2 hours, maybe. We will be streaming tomorrow night, most likely, after joint practice. So let me get this video out, and then I'll start a stream tomorrow night, and we'll get things rolling. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. Like up the stream like crazy if you guys haven't. We've been working our tails off to get through this entire offseason. So one more preseason game, and either the Eagles are going to make moves, and if the Eagles are making moves, then I can't wait till this first game of the season to get this thing going. So we'll figure it out. Time comes. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. And I will see you guys on the next one. And we'll be back tomorrow with a stream tomorrow night. You guys have a great day. Shakes, what up?